So many artists are making these mistakes, and it's literally killing their music career before it even gets a chance to get started. I made some of these mistakes, so I want to cover 5 of them so you can avoid them and pivot if you need to. My name's Chris, also known as the artist Manafest. I've been doing music full time for over 15 years. We have about 500,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, had a song in the Olympics and the Super Bowl last year, and I'm the creator of the Spotify 5-Day Challenge. So the first thing that I see so many artists do and get this wrong, and I made this mistake way early on in my career, and I was able to fix it, so it's never too late, and that's choosing the right distribution partner. I'm talking about who you use to upload your music, okay? I've used so many of them. I've used Stem, CD Baby, TuneCore, DistroKid. There's a couple other ones that I think I've used because I've partnered with other artists that did the split thing. And the biggest mistake you can make is choosing one that takes a percentage, okay? I am a firm believer that nobody should be getting a percentage, even if they say they are helping you to promote the song or to pitch the song. They might do a little bit of pitching at the beginning, and sure, you could get on an editorial playlist, whether that's on Apple, on Amazon, or of course on Spotify. And that might give you some initial streams at the beginning, right? That could help with the algorithm and the launch of the song. But we're talking about, a 3 to 6 month impact where now, sure, they helped maybe launch the song, but who's going to be doing the promoting for the rest of your career? That's going to be you, and that's going to be me. That's coming out of my pocket. And so whether they're taking 5, 10, or 15%, I think that is absolutely insane. You think that you're getting a deal because you don't want to pay anything up front. First of all, you've got the wrong mindset. Okay, got to stop being so cheap. Okay, and you've got to invest in your music career. You've got to get your income up. You can afford all these other things, but you can't afford $10 a month or $40 or $50 a month, whatever the fee is, to be able to upload unlimited songs so that they take no percentage. And you might be like, well, I don't know if I'm going to make any money. It's like, well, why are you getting in this in the first place? Are you serious about this? Are you really committed, or are you just putting your little pinky finger and just dipping your little pinky toe in, and you're not really committed? Because let's just say it's a 10% commission fee. If you're earning $1,000 a year, that's $100. That's double or triple the most expensive distribution partner. And when you choose a higher tier with a lot of these distribution companies, I find you get access to more assets. You get better support and better opportunities. And so do not choose a distributor that is going to take a percentage, because sure, they might help you at the beginning, but really it's what are you going to do to market the song? What are you going to do to promote? And I'm all about partnering with other people, but I want to partner with people that are going to continue to promote the song for life, right? When I partner with another artist and they sing on the song or they help write the song, they deserve 30, 40, or 50%, or whatever it is, if it's a 50-50 deal, right? And I'm now attached to their music career. So anything that they do to promote their music career, I'm going to benefit from. I'm going to show up in their algorithm. So I really encourage you want to be on a DSP that is not taking a percentage. Now, before you go and just move all your songs or rip all your songs down, whoa, hold on a second. You don't want to just take all your songs down. I did that, and I did it wrong, and I didn't use the same ISRC codes. And whenever you want to move songs to a new distributor, you need to make sure that you upload them to the new distributor with the same ISRC code so you don't lose any of the streams, right? Because you want all that social proof on your streams, and you don't want to lose any of the data. Okay, so you upload it to the new distributor first, then you ask the other one to take it down. And you confirm with the new distributor. You let them know, hey, I'm going to switch over to you guys. I want to make sure it's in the system. You guys got it. Okay, cool. I'm going to ask them to do the takedown. All right. Number 2 is your release schedule, okay? How often you're releasing your songs, right? And that's really important because we want a good, smooth cadence. And that depends where you are in your music career. Because if you haven't released anything, then first you just need to get in the game. Okay, so you schedule a song 3 to 4 weeks out, get some songs out there. I'd encourage you to include the instrumental of the song just so you have a little bit more catalog. And the reason we want to have more catalog and more songs out there originally is because we want to market and we want to promote our songs and we want to get them out there. And whatever we're spending marketing wise, we want to be able to make that back. And you can only make it back if you have a song catalog. So your goal should be to get 10 songs out there. And so if I was a brand new artist, I'd probably release the first song, then wait 2 to 3 weeks, release another song, and release all as singles. I would not just take the whole album, whether that's on a tape or on a CD, and just put it all out there. Do not do that because you miss out on the opportunities to market your songs. All right. Each song should get its own marketing plan, its own marketing budget and awareness. And we're literally stacking success. So if you had 0 followers and streams when you first started, okay, when you release the next song, now maybe you've got 100. Maybe when you release the third song, you've got 500, or maybe you've even got 1,000 if you really went in deep and promoted the song, right? But you want to be releasing the song so that you can pitch and promote each one. You don't want to just promote a whole album all at once because then you're unable to give the proper marketing beside each one. If you were to go even old school, right? If you were even to go old school, you would at least release 3 singles off the album, really 4, right? Because that's what labels used to do back in the day. They release a single, they'd go to radio with it for 3 to 4 months, then they'd release another single. And then 3 to 4 months, they'd promote that on radio. And depending on how well it did at radio, typically, then that's how long they would extend the campaign before releasing the next single because they know that it's singles that sell albums. Albums don't promote albums. It's the song that promotes the album. I go and buy an album because I heard the song, or I go and check out the artist because I heard the song. I can't just promote the album. Now, this album's called I Run With Wolves, and there happens to be a song called I Run With Wolves, so I can promote the single that will promote the album, but I don't just have to promote that single. I can take any single and promote it. And then people will go back and say, oh, okay, that song is on this album. I'm going to go stream that. I'm going to go release that. So my answer is don't put all the songs out at once. Release them as singles so you can squeeze every last, juice, stream, royalty out of every single song, right? So that is really, really important. And 3 to 4 weeks is great. If you're releasing towards an album, sure, you can go down to 2 weeks. But I'm not really a fan of this every single week because you're gonna need a really big team for that. You're gonna make sure you have to have all your promotional assets, everything ready to go so that you can launch that. The third, and I want to tell you guys a story. And if you haven't seen this movie, go see this movie, and it's The Greatest Showman. Okay, Hugh Jackman, I can't remember the guy's name that acts in it, but great movie. But it's the story of P.T. Barnum. And, he comes from this really broke family. He doesn't have a lot of money. He learns how to market and promote and starts the whole circus thing. But there's a part in this movie where he brings this singer called the Voice of the Nightingale. And I think she's from Sweden. And she had never been to America before. But she had this name or whatnot over there, but she didn't have a name in America. And so what does he do? He markets her, gets press articles made about her, and creates all this buzz, merchandise, all this stuff, so that when she comes to America for the first time, there's this story about her, there's this buzz, and so when she comes, she's greeted by thousands and thousands of people, and she's like, holy crap, I'm famous over here, and I've never even been over here. And this is the idea when it comes to promoting our songs and our albums, is we want to create buzz, and it requires a lot of effort, a lot of marketing, and 10 times the promotion that we think it takes to really get our music out there. And what I've said in other videos is you've got to try different things. You got to risk certain things, and some things work really well and some things don't. All right. One of the things that I don't like is spending the money in the wrong place. And that's number 4. So I don't want to jump too far ahead. But to continue with this story about P.T. Barnum and the Voice of the Nightingale, there's this story, and I don't know how true it is, but that she kind of got too big for her bridges. And she thought, oh, I'm selling out all these different places. I'm amazing. And then they part ways. And she starts to do shows on her own. But those shows flopped. And that's because there's this one thing that was missing, and that was the marketing and the promotion. And P.T. Barnum says this. He says there's this really terrible thing. It's the worst thing that happens. It's unbelievable that happens when you don't market and promote. And that's nothing. Nothing will happen unless you market and promote your songs. Your songs are not just going to get found. All right. You're not just going to post one TikTok and it's going to blow up. I know we hear of these stories or on social media going viral. All right. That's hope marketing. You want to have a strategic plan to really release that song. And the sad thing is that we'll spend the money on making the music, the artwork, the production, the mastering, the mixing. We'll spend money on that. We'll spend tens of thousands of dollars. But we put the brakes on for some reason when it comes to marketing it, right? And we need to stop that. It's so much better that you release less songs and put more of that into marketing it as opposed to just releasing more songs and more songs, because doing more of the same normally just gives you more of the same. And if you want your career to be different, you want your career to take off, you've got to do different things. And that leads me to number 4. And this is where artists spend their money in the wrong places. You do not need to spend money on a publicist. Okay, oh, I need people to write about me, and I need, stories written. I need to be featured on these blogs. To do what? Why not spend that money on a feature? And that can be the story. Why don't you spend that money on marketing and get streams? And now your streams are the resume. Your features are the resume. That's the story I want to tell. That's your resume. People don't care that you're featured on this blog or that blog, whether it's Forbes or some big, billboard, or you're featured in this article. And how many fans are actually going to read that? You got to think about this. What do you think will get you more ticket sales? Or get people more interested? The fact that you were featured in an article, or that you've got thousands and thousands of fans reaching out to you. You put together videos and campaigns telling the stories about the songs, and now you're getting all these streams and comments and you're engaging. That's a better resume than people writing about you on some stupid blog or some article or some magazine that nobody even reads anymore. But people are actually streaming your songs and you have the numbers. You want to put the money in the right place. I would rather put it in Spotify Showcase or Spotify Marquee or Facebook and Instagram ads to a playlist that I control, that I'm growing, that I can become a curator one day on, right? Pay it for a feature to get an artist to sing on my song to make it better, and now I tap into all their fans. Maybe I buy an email blast from someone who's got all these rock music listeners, or hip-hop music listeners, or insert your genre, classical, listeners, right? And I get an email blast that promotes my song to give away the song for free in exchange for a pre-save or something like that. Maybe I put all my money in to doing a contest, and if you pre-save my album, you'll get a chance to win a $500 Amazon gift card, or maybe 5 $100 Amazon gift cards. And the reason contests and sweepstakes work so well, and why the government gets involved, is because they work so freaking well. For people to have a chance to win something, whether that's an Apple card, a laptop, or something crazy, but they've got to pre-save your song. Now I want to pre-save it, because I've said in other videos, nobody wants to pre-save your album. Even my fans, we have 20,000, 30,000 plus email lists. We don't get many pre-saves unless I incentivize them and say, hey, you've got a chance to win this or get this. Or there's a story. Why do we want to pre-save this? Or because we want to get the music and the message out about the song because it's about a social justice issue. Maybe it's about pro-life. Maybe it's about anti-trafficking, against human trafficking. Now there's a story behind it. Oh, wow, you've pulled my heartstrings now. Now I want to get involved, right? It changes the story as opposed to, my new album dropped, pre-save it. Why do I want to do that? Why do I want to support you? Like what I was saying to some of my students who want to do some Kickstarters, it's like, fans and friends and family, they don't support what you do, they support why you do it. And if you've taken the time to think about why do I do this? What's the real reason why I got into this in the first place? Why am I writing this song? What is the impact that I want to make? Because if you dive deep into that and you're able to share that, then people will want to be a part of it. When I released my new song, In God We Trust, I shared, like the first thing I said was like, one of the hardest moments last year was losing a family member. But instead of it driving me away from God, it drove me closer towards God and it strengthened my faith. And that's why I wrote this song, In God We Trust. It's out now. Like, you see the impact that makes as opposed to like, just my new song, In God We Trust. Okay, cool. Like, okay, the title's kind of cool. I'm curious. Same song with my song, Teardrops. This is going out to anyone who's ever had the negative thoughts of committing suicide or wanting to give up. I wrote this song because I used to struggle and maybe I used to overeat or I had a drinking problem or whatever. Like, that's personal, right? And now I'm attaching a personal story to the song as opposed to just out now, right? And when you attach that to your marketing, you will find your marketing dollars will go a lot further. And now you've got a post that works. Now you've got a story and you can market that, right? Stories sell, facts tell, okay? Stories sell, facts tell. So I got one more crazy tip I want to share with you guys. But before you do, I want to tell you about my Spotify 5-day challenge. It's 5 days of crazy, inspirational marketing and motivation, teaching you how to grow on Spotify. There's Q&A every single day. I put the link below here. We do one of these every single month. Get a ticket before we sell out. Go to 10xyourfanbase.com/let's go. So the fifth one might sound crazy, but people still do this all the time, and they do it unintentionally, and that's that they buy fake streams and bots. And they don't even know it. And someone might say to you, oh, we're white glove, or we're not black hat. We're like very clean, whatever, but you're paying for these streams. And there's a right way to pay for streams and a wrong way to pay for streams. If you're looking for these like guaranteed streams and on Fiverr and these sketchy playlist companies, beware and just stay away from them. The right way to buy streams, and before I tell you that, the reason you don't want botted streams is because you'll get kicked off the platform, you'll get your songs removed, you'll get the streams removed. It screws up the Spotify algorithm. So it's like maybe you did all these good things with your marketing and your pre-saves, and you're doing all the right things, and then you go and you do this stupid Spotify bot campaign, and it screws up all the algorithm and all the good things you did because you did this one bad thing. Okay, it's kind of like how a man can be building his character, building his family, and then he can do one stupid thing and cheat, and now his character is gone. Reputation. Where is my reputation? It's like the story of the guy who's crying at the back of the church pew. It was only 5 or 10 minutes, and now I've ruined my family, I've ruined my reputation and my relationship with my wife or spouse and my kids. Gone in an instant. And so what I'm trying to say and really drive this home is like you can do all this good stuff, but then you go and do this one stupid thing, and it really puts you back. Now, obviously, it won't put you back as far as cheating on your spouse or whatnot, but the point is, stay away from it. If it's too good to be true, it generally is. Now, what's the right way to buy streams? Because there is a right and a wrong way, okay? And I teach this on the Spotify 5-day challenge, and that is Facebook and Instagram ads to a playlist you control. You are literally buying streams. You are buying ads, impressions to get people to click over and listen to your music, and that is paying for streams. Another way is Spotify Marquee and Spotify Showcase ads or Ad Studio. Okay, and we talk about this on the Spotify challenge, but you're literally buying impressions, and you've been on Spotify, right, where all of a sudden you get that ad, or it says, hey, listen to this while you're in your program. They're like suggesting you, like if I open up my Spotify right now it says picked for you, or new releases, or it'll say suggested for you. Check this out. Those are marquee and showcase ads. The marquee is the one that's like that covers the whole screen, right? Well, you're paying for these impressions to get people to click over and listen to your songs. And what's so good about and why I love this type of advertising is because if I'm getting clicks and I'm getting streams, those will generate revenue. Now, is it going to be ROI on the front end? No. The goal is that I get enough streams that it just never stops. And now Spotify continues to promote for me. Now, there's a key ingredient here that everyone is going to have to step out and do, and that's to take risks. And I want to read you this. It says, "The only risks that aren't a little scary are the ones you've outgrown. A high comfort level provides solid evidence that you're playing it safe and you're not growing." And so if you're not scared to do something, that means you're probably in the comfort zone. You got to step out and do something that you've never done before so you can have something you've never done before. And that's scary. And that takes faith. It takes hope. It takes resilience. It takes money. It takes time. And you're willing to try something new, right? You have so many talents and so many gifts that just have not been unopened, that you haven't taken and received, right? All the most talented and genius people out there, they've taken their gifts and they've accepted them and believe in it, and they don't take no for an answer. They don't give up. When they hit a wall, they find a way to climb over it, go around it, or go through it. I like to say that it's never a no. It's never a no. It's a not right now, to a maybe, to let's do this, right? And so I encourage you, keep going for this dream. Don't stop. Never give up. Jeremiah 29:11 says there's a plan to prosper you, to give you a hope and a future. I believe this is going to be your best year, but it's up to you, right? Brendan Broussard says it's like either something new comes into your life or something new comes out of you. And I believe that we are created to create. I was telling a buddy in our studio, we don't pay with our time and money. We pay with our creativity. We're able to create songs. Wasn't it John Lennon and John McCarthy who said, if I want a swimming pool, I'll just write another song. Like, you can continue to create great things, and art is worth something. We are paid for our art, and maybe you haven't been paid for our music yet, or you haven't yet, and that's just because you haven't marketed it. You haven't promoted enough. But you will. You'll earn your first dollar, then your 10, 100,000, and hopefully 100,000 and $1 million. Like, I never thought in a million years I'd make over $1 million from music. Are you kidding me? Are you crazy? Millions? But it can happen. And you don't have to be a household name either. You just have to be the willingness to learn, to get in this game and take action. I want to invite you again to our next Spotify 5-day challenge. I'll put the link below here. But I just want to remind you that a fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. So keep fighting.